Have you ever wondered why silence feels so uncomfortable in a world that never stops talking? We live in a time when every moment is shared, every thought is posted, and every emotion is broadcasted. Yet in the noise of constant expression, something sacred is often lost. Silence, often mistaken for weakness or indifference, is in truth a mark of profound inner strength. The Stoics understood this well. To speak less is not to be empty, but to be filled with clarity, control, and calm. There's a quiet power in holding something back. Not every joy needs applause, and not every wound needs an audience. When we speak less, we observe more. We understand more. Most importantly, we protect what matters most: our peace, our purpose, and our power. But what happens when we share too much? Why do we feel the urge to reveal ourselves to a world that doesn't always listen with care? In this video, we'll explore the strength of silence and why guarding your inner world might be the wisest decision you'll ever make. Truth 1. Not every truth deserves an audience. In a world that thrives on oversharing, choosing silence is an act of strength, not secrecy. The Stoics understood this long before social media existed. As Epictetus once said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Not everyone deserves to know the details of your inner world, because not everyone listens to understand. Many listen to judge, to gossip, or to gain leverage. The more we expose our struggles, our dreams, and our doubts, the more we hand over our peace to people who may not respect it. They might smile outwardly, but hold envy or judgment beneath the surface. Silence, on the other hand, is your shield. It protects your purpose from contamination and keeps your soul from being shaped by fleeting opinions. A Stoic doesn't speak to impress. They speak only when it matters, and only when it serves their greater purpose. By choosing silence, we embrace our power, holding our truth close and letting it shape us from within, rather than from the noise of the world. There's immense strength in quietude, and it's through silence that we find clarity. It's not about withholding, it's about guarding what is sacred, your inner peace. The next time you feel the urge to share everything, ask yourself, does this need an audience? If not, let it be a quiet, powerful part of your journey, and disrupt your sleep. The key is to stay hydrated without overloading your system. A small amount of water before bed can help prevent dehydration, improve blood circulation, and support the natural functioning of your organs throughout the night. In addition to hydration, it's important to adjust your sleeping environment to ensure a comfortable and restful experience. A humidifier can help maintain moisture in the air, especially in dry climates or during winter when heating systems are in use. Keeping your room cool and comfortable also promotes better sleep and hydration balance. Carol's story is a reminder that small habits, like avoiding water before bed, can have significant consequences for your health. But by staying mindful of your hydration, you can protect your heart, brain, and overall well-being. This is just another simple change that can make a world of difference in preventing major health issues, such as strokes, confusion, and heart problems. If you've learned something new today, I encourage you to reflect on how you can adjust your nighttime routine for better health. Start small, maybe a sip of water 30 minutes before bed, and notice the positive effects on your sleep and overall energy levels. Now that we've discussed the hidden dangers of falling asleep dehydrated and the effect of TV light on your sleep quality, let's take a look at our third habit: neglecting sleep posture. Many seniors unknowingly adopt sleep positions that put unnecessary stress on their bodies. We become exposed in ways that weaken our foundation. The power of restraint lies in knowing when to speak, when to hold back, and how to maintain your presence without offering everything to the world. The Stoics taught us that the less we share, the more we preserve our inner peace and strength. We do not need to explain every action or reveal every thought to gain respect. True power comes from silence and from keeping certain aspects of ourselves sacred. When we overshare, we invite others to judge, manipulate, or misunderstand us. The more we expose, the more others can define us, limit us, or diminish our influence. This isn't about being secretive, it's about being selective. By withholding unnecessary details, we retain control over our narrative and protect our energy. Silence in this sense is not a weakness, but a shield, guarding us from external distractions, judgments, and negative energy. In a world that demands constant validation and instant gratification, there's an extraordinary power in withholding some of yourself. When you choose silence and mystery, others are left with only their imaginations, and in that uncertainty, your influence grows stronger. The more you reveal, the more you give up. But the more you hold back with intention, the more you grow into yourself, protecting your purpose, your peace, and your power. As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. The thoughts we choose to share or keep to ourselves are the ones that shape us. When we guard our inner world, we preserve the harmony of our soul. By carefully selecting what we expose, we empower ourselves to live deliberately, not performatively. In the silence of selective sharing, we stand firm in our strength, allowing our presence to speak louder than our words ever could. Truth 3. How oversharing weakens your sense of self. The Stoics believed that true freedom begins with inner mastery, and that mastery comes from knowing what to guard. When we overshare, we open the gates of our inner citadel to others, many of whom may not have earned the right to enter. Not everyone who listens is an ally. Some gather information not to understand, but to manipulate. As Epictetus warned, be careful with what you reveal, for the truth in the wrong hands becomes a weapon. By revealing too much, our plans, ambitions, or private struggles, we give others the power to distract, discourage, or even sabotage us. People may smile in our presence and support our dreams, but beneath the surface, they may harbor envy or doubt. They might mimic our ideas, undermine our confidence with subtle jabs dressed as concern, or exploit our vulnerabilities when the time is right. Silence, on the other hand, is sovereignty. The less others know, the more they speculate, and in that speculation lies influence. When your next move is unknown, your direction remains untracked and you can proceed unchallenged. The Stoics valued this inner stillness not as secrecy, but as strategic restraint. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy, and the best defense is to deny your enemy a target. Those who constantly explain themselves, who lay every thought bare, may be liked, but they rarely command the same level of respect. Their words become diluted, lost in the noise of oversharing. But the person who speaks only when necessary, whose voice is chosen with purpose and intention, carries weight. That voice echoes and their presence lingers. Mystery in this context becomes self-respect. It allows your strength to speak without needing translation, and it keeps your vulnerabilities safe until they are entrusted to the right hands. In both personal and professional relationships, mystery sustains depth and dignity. The moment everything is revealed, the connection flattens, and we lose the edge that gives us power. By preserving mystery and silence, we maintain our integrity and sense of self, preventing others from defining us on their terms. Absolutely, Frank's story is a great reminder of how simple environmental changes can have a profound impact on our health. It's easy to overlook the importance of sleep quality, but as we age, it becomes even more crucial to ensure our sleeping conditions are optimized for both comfort and well-being. Here are a few additional tips to further enhance your sleep hygiene and protect your heart, lungs, and overall health. 1. Limit screen time before bed. The blue light emitted by phones, tablets, and computers can interfere with your body's natural sleep-wake cycle. Try to avoid screens for at least 30 minutes before bed to help your body prepare for sleep. 2. Establish a bedtime routine. A calming routine can signal to your body that it's time to wind down. Consider activities like reading a book, meditating, or listening to calming music before bed. 3. Watch your caffeine and alcohol intake. Both caffeine and alcohol can disrupt sleep. Try to avoid consuming them in the afternoon or evening to ensure uninterrupted restorative sleep. 4. Make your bed a sleep sanctuary. Ensure your mattress and pillows are comfortable and supportive. This is crucial for quality rest and for maintaining a healthy spine and posture during sleep. 5. Practice relaxation techniques. Techniques like deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or healing. However, in a world where not everyone acts with genuine care, vulnerability can be misused, twisted into something harmful. It can be exploited, manipulated, or used against you in moments when you least expect it. Vulnerability, in the wrong hands, becomes a tool of power, not empathy. The Stoic teaches us to approach vulnerability with wisdom. It is not a weakness to be exploited, but a strength to be shared with those who have earned the privilege of holding it. When shared with people who do not respect your boundaries or intentions, vulnerability becomes a liability, something that can be turned into a weapon. The Stoic path teaches us to be selective in our openness, not to close ourselves off, but to choose wisely whom we allow into our inner world. Opening up should not be an act of desperation or a need for validation, but a conscious decision made with trust and understanding. Vulnerability is a powerful tool, but like any weapon, it should be wielded carefully. Only when shared with those who can handle it with respect does it truly serve to heal, not harm. In a world full of opportunists, it is vital to know when to open up and when to guard your most sensitive truths. Vulnerability, when shared with integrity, can build stronger bonds, deeper relationships, and a sense of understanding that transcends superficial connections. However, when shared carelessly, it can be misused and manipulated. The Stoics recognize that not everything about ourselves should be laid bare for all to see. There is power in restraint, in choosing who deserves to witness your vulnerabilities. It is not a matter of hiding or suppressing your feelings, but of preserving your inner strength. Vulnerability, like silence, is a form of strength when used with purpose and discernment. Thus, guard your vulnerability like a precious treasure. Share it only with those who have proven they can protect it, who will cherish your openness and not exploit it. When shared wisely, vulnerability becomes a bridge to deeper understanding and connection, strengthening your relationships and allowing you to be seen for who you truly are. But when misused, it becomes a tool for division, manipulation, and emotional harm. The Stoic mindset teaches us to be intentional with our openness, to protect our energy, and to choose carefully when to show our true selves. Only through discernment and self-awareness can we ensure that our vulnerability remains a strength, not a weakness, and that it serves us in our pursuit of peace, virtue, and fulfillment. Their actions with words, they let their actions speak for themselves. In a world where talk is cheap and promises are easy, the Stoic understands the power of consistency. The more you act with purpose, the less you need to explain. Your actions become the truth others can see and trust. Words are often a tool to convince, to argue, to persuade, but actions are a mirror of true character. They show who you are without needing to say a word. A person may speak of their goals, their beliefs, and their intentions, but only through consistent action can they prove their commitment. The Stoic doesn't need to announce their philosophy or values. They live them daily, silently teaching the world through the integrity of their actions. This is the essence of Stoic strength, the ability to act without the need for external validation or applause. While others seek recognition for their deeds, the Stoic is content to remain anonymous in their efforts. It is in the quiet doing, the small but consistent steps taken toward growth, that true greatness is cultivated. The Stoic sees no need to explain every move. Instead, they focus on living in alignment with their principles, regardless of whether others notice. Living with intention, choosing actions over words, leads to a life of purpose, a life that speaks for itself. It's a philosophy that transcends the noise and distractions of the world, and instead focuses on creating a legacy that's built not on what you say, but on what you do. In the end, it's your actions that define you, not your words. True strength lies in the power of restraint, in the ability to act without seeking attention, in the commitment to live your values quietly and consistently. It is through this quiet strength that you can navigate the world with integrity, peace, and confidence. When your actions speak louder than your words, you create a life that is grounded in truth, reliability, and deep respect.